So we're going to start off session 8, and I rarely do this, but with something that I kind of have a little disagreement about with the book. It says, you can't energize anyone around you if you have no energy for yourself. And it's not really possible to make others feel good about themselves until you're feeling really, really good yourself. Now, it's the whole put your oxygen mask on first, right? I don't believe that's true. I believe you can still make other people feel good about themselves if you don't feel great about yourselves. In fact, I think if you don't feel good about yourself, making somebody else feel good about themselves is a way to make you feel good about yourself, if you follow me there. Now, I do believe the better you feel about yourself, the easier it is, and maybe the better job you can do, but I do not think you have to feel good about yourself to help somebody else feel good about themselves. That being said, another big part of this section is that you can't lead others until you can learn to lead yourself. And that's what this whole introduction to leadership is about. That's why it even has leadership in the name, because we're learning to lead ourselves. And I'll say we're learning to lead ourselves better, because I'm not going to pretend that you guys don't already have something that you bring to the table with that. And we're all at different levels. And it says in the book right here, it says, devote yourself to becoming so incredibly strong on the inside that you appear to be failure-proof from the outside. Now, that's not true. But we have to be so strong internally in who we are that it shines out, that we don't have to tell other people who we are because they can see it, because we live it. Now, a big part of that, and especially for me, was, yeah, I decided to be this kind of person, just like the last session, so I started doing the little things that this person would do. But a big part for me was I had to get rid of like some emotional stuff inside that I was holding on to. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the children's tale Rumpelstiltskin or seen the movie The Exorcist, but the way that they beat Rumpelstiltskin or beat the Exorcist was that they learned the person's name, Rumpelstiltskin's name, obviously, or the demon's name in The Exorcist. And that's because until you shine a flashlight on whatever trauma you're dealing with, it can hide and it can stay there. You have to actively seek it out within yourself to get rid of it, to dispel it. And I think one of the most dangerous forms that comes in is resentment. We hold all these resentments towards other people. And they say resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Because we need to forgive these people. Not for them, but for us. So that we can spend less of our mental bandwidth thinking and worrying about them when they're probably not even thinking about us. So that we can spend more of our time thinking about what we're going to do to make our lives better, and the people who count on us to make their lives better. So I just urge you to take an inventory of your life and think about resentments you're holding on to, and do your best to get rid of those, because that will allow you to feel better about yourself, and that will allow you to make others feel better about themselves, which will then allow you to become happier and more successful. It's kind of a roadmap there. Anyway, I'll see you guys in class.